Wow, I mean, that is just like top tier lore there. Ladies and gentle mages, civilians across the multiverse, welcome back to another episode with ManaMan, and today we've got a juicer for you. We've got lores galore. We got all the lores, we got all the sagas, we got everything. What do we got going on here? Well, first off, we got the Kami War. This card is absolutely insane. Obviously, the World Tree and the Kami War are an absolute pair in heaven because you need all 5 different sources of the color of green, red, blue, black, white, blue. Okay, either way, you need all 5 colors and 1 extra one. Exile target non-land permanent opponent controls, then return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, discard a card, and then you get Okagachi Made Manifest. This thing is a 6/6 flying trample, and whenever it swings, you get a card back and it gets bigger. It's absolutely insane. This card, if you can get into this, it's pretty much a slow but surely game over. So, if you notice here, I mean, we have a lot of different ways. We have a lot of different mana sources. Obviously, World Tree is going to be the first way that, I know you can't really see in front of my big head, but like, the World Tree is the way that we are going to be able to cast all the different colors of mana. If you can get into 6 sources, that is going to be one way. Now, there's a bunch of different things we got. We got Doomskar because, obviously, the aggressive matchup is very, very rough, so you're going to need Doomskar to obviously just clear the aggressive boards. Binding of the Old Gods is another, just more removal. The Restoration of Eiganjo, obviously we got more lores here, but this is really good. There's a lot of different things you can do with this. Obviously it gives you a plains, but there's a lot of things, because I'll explain it to you. Teachings of the Kirin, we're going to be milling 3 cards. I love this card. I don't know why people don't run this in the Kami decks, because this is insane. You're going to mill 3 cards, and it just doesn't do a whole lot, but the mill, and it also is an enchantment, which is really good. Put a 1/1 counter, and it just does enough. It is kind of pesky, though. Like if you're playing control, the 1/1 that gets bigger every turn, it does kind of get annoying. But the biggest thing here is it's going to be milling 3 cards. There's a bunch of different things that we can do with those cards, because there's 3 different ways. We can use Restoration of Eiganjo on its turn 2, discard a card, and then you return permanent card mana value 2 or less. And there's Satsuki, the Living Lore, which is awesome for our cards here. And then you also have Shigeki Jukai Visionary. I almost said Naturalist. No, the Jukai Visionary. So there's 3 different ways that we can achieve cards from the graveyard to the hand, and or the battlefield with a brilliant Restoration. We're only running 1 because it's kind of meh most of the time. It's a really big spell, but if you can use it with Shigeki, you can always tutor it as well. Reckoner Bankbuster, only 2. I feel like 2 is a sweet spot. We do need a little bit of card draw here, but again, I feel like 2 is a good spot. And then Commune with the Spirits just for a little bit more consistency, but overall you can just see how the deck is really good. We're only running 1 of the Living Lore because it's pretty much only good late game. I mean, you could definitely run 2. I just feel like 1 is pretty good, especially because you can just keep like, it's just like recurring, you know what I'm saying? And then you can use Lore Counter, put 1 on each saga you control. Usually that's not like unless you have Kami War, the adding a lore counter to each saga is not really that great. It's not really that big of a power move unless you have specifically the Kami War, and it's really good late game. Late game, it's very, very good. So I can see you running 2, but I'm just gonna run 1. I think we'll probably kick it up to 2 at some point, but for now, let's see. And this is also a little special shout out, Kyodai Saves of Kamigawa. I absolutely love this card. It's kind of underplayed. No one sees this coming. Absolutely nobody. When you enter the battlefield, you're gonna give something indestructible, and it does that flash. And then also the kicker is it can also go for game, because if you see this, for green, red, black, blue, and white, which we're going to be able to have with our World Tree, you can just kick it up to a +5/+5. This, I mean, it can absolutely end games if you're not careful. You can flash this in, and then if they're all tapped out or whatever, you can swing in with an 8/8 or even a 13/13 if you can. So I love the Soul of Kamigawa, and you can also give things indestructible. This is the deck here. I absolutely love it. Really good cards here. Yeah, I think I've pretty much covered everything. The lands are a little bit wonky here. I'm not gonna spend time discovering it. You guys are just gonna have to like look it up, and like we got Deserted Beach and Sundown Pass along with the Celestus to make sure that we can get into this Kami War, even if we don't have the World Tree. That is the reason for these blue and red cards. Other than that, it's just green and white. But yeah, this is it. We're gonna use the Kami War. We're gonna use the teachings, fill up the graveyard, use the Shigeki, all the enchantments in the world. This is lores galore. Let's get ready to vanquish some enemies. FMRA Rabbit? Oh, FM Rabbit. Hello, how are we doing here? Let's go ahead and keep this. This is a pretty good hand. Pretty good hand here. I'm gonna go ahead and fix this. Boom. Perfect. Let's go for the Lair of the Hydra. Pass the old turn. I hate how it always asks. I know, obviously there's a reason for it, but really annoying. It's Hall of the Storm Giants. Delver of Secrets. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So are we going for aggro? That is interesting. Hopefully I can get into something pretty good here. So we got Commune with the Spirits. Let's go ahead and drop this for white. That's fine. And if this thing starts flying, that's kind of problematic. So we don't have a black source. I think I'm actually going to use Commune with Spirits and just search for a black source so we can use Binding of the Old Gods. Or do we want to go for Shigeki? I think we'll just go for Shigeki. A little bit slower, but this way, even if they don't have a Delver transform, we can still just block it off with those 1/3. So that feels pretty good. Come on. Come on. This Delver is so scary. If they get a 3/2 flyer for 1 mana, Inta is so good. Delver of Secrets is like, oh, the anxiety. Don't rope me. We need to know early on. Is this thing gonna transform? Come on, don't you do it. Oh, phew, that was close. Oh, it's so anxiety inducing. Alright, so I don't know what we got. Is this just like mono blue Delver? Like, I don't really know what to expect here. This is interesting. So we got green, so Simic colors. So the Simic colors have a lot of different ways. They have yeah, they've got, you know, like Snakeskin Veil, Tamio's Blessing or whatever the heck it was. I kind of forgot what it was called, but either way, I'm gonna go for the Restoration. Yeah, we'll go for Restoration. That seems fine with me. We'll go ahead and snag a land. I want to get this Restoration out as soon as possible. Now, do they have a Jawari or something? That would kind of be unfortunate, but it is what it is. Like I said, I don't know what to expect from this deck. I mean, I'm sure they're running counters, so it is a Jawari's. That's unfortunate. That makes me feel really, really bad because we could have used Reckoner Bankbuster and got that online. But, so we just play right into the trap there. Feels absolutely terrible. I'm not going to attack. We're playing this game for the long run. Yeah, that feels absolutely gut-wrenchingly brutal. So we probably should have went for the Reckoner Bankbuster, but that is why blue is just so nasty. You don't know if they've just got like a hard counter or if it's specifically Jawari Disruption. But nevertheless, we're going to right our wrongs with the Reckoner Bankbuster, hopefully. Hopefully. So yeah, if they've got it, they've got it. So let's go for Reckoner Bankbuster. They can't Jawari Ruin it this time, but they can counter it if they've got something else. I'm trying to think. I mean, gosh, I'm in my own head now. Do they have like a Syncopate? Because if they have Syncopate, we should have played our land beforehand. But come on, no one's really running Syncopate, right? Come on. Oh, if we see a Syncopate, I'm just gonna dissipate into the air. So they are gonna go ahead and use this. This is dumb because we could have dropped the land first, and then we would be able to use Shigeki. Okay, so we're gonna go back to our hand. It's you know, it is what it is. You know, it's not the worst thing ever. It's not the best thing ever. We'll just go ahead and play down our Shigeki again. Or at this point, do we want to? No, nothing really to target there. So I guess we'll just play our Shigeki. Yeah, so that's brutal. That's brutal. We're playing really, really sloppy here. We are not worthy of our Mythic rank right now. Opponent's probably like, what the heck's going on? They probably thought that we didn't have a land. No, we did. We're just playing like an idiot. Soren, 2/3 black. Okay. We do have a Kami War, so this is kind of interesting. What I want to do now is just go for I kind of just want to see what we can get with this. And we can also go with Commune with Spirits. Maybe get a black source and then go for Binding of the Old Gods on the Soren. Well, let's go ahead and do that. If we don't, then we are in the range with the Shigeki. So I'm just going to use Commune with Spirits. Hopefully we can get a black source. We do not. We have a World Tree, which can become a black source eventually. So it's going to have to be a World Tree for now. Yep. So let's just go ahead and snag a World Tree. Unfortunate, but such is life. We can go for Shigeki. No. No, we're just going to have to wait on the Shigeki. We're just going to have to pass turn. We'll be able to use Kami War in due time, but just not right now. And they've got to be getting close to this Delver. At this point, I'm starting to feel a little bit bad for him, but, you know, not too bad, because I want my life total to be nice and snug. This Soren's going to be a pain. This Soren's going to be a pain in the butt. If they counter our Kami War and Binding of the Old Gods, it's just going to be very bad here. Go down there. Okie dokie. I actually kind of hope they do play something. So the Kaito's going to be pretty cool here, because I'm really nervous here that they're going to counter our Kami War.
Powerful won't help. I'll do it myself.
You'll do it yourself, huh?
You don't know.
Well. And they do drop a blue. Oh, it's so frustrating, because if they have a counter up, we are going to be brutalized. But Shigeki is going to use this. Let's see if we can get another source here. We get a Sanctum. I think we're just going to go for the World Tree. Just in case, you know, hey, it is what it is. Okay, so we got our World Tree threshold is met, but this is rough here because if I drop Binding of the Old Gods, see, I'm in my own head here. I mean, they might just have a counter and we might just be screwed anyway. But yeah, I think we're just gonna have to use Kamigawa. I'm not gonna make the same mistake. Let's go ahead and drop this just in case they have a Jawari. We can play around it. But if they just got like a negate, oh my god, we are in so much trouble. We bypassed the Jawari though. And we do let it resolve. That is going to be excellent. I'm going to take away the Sorin immediately. Sorin is the biggest problem here.
We're all doomed.
If I'm wrong, it might be doomed. I don't know. Getting rid of the Sorin is absolutely gigantic here. Oof. Maybe they had a Jawari. I don't know, because they did have priority there, right? So Delver of Secrets is going to go off. Do they? They still don't get it off, which is absolutely fine by me. We are... Yeah, that's absolutely fine by me. They're going to go and swing in, which is unfortunate. Down to 15 we go. Is the Kaito, do I want to target off the Kaito, or do I want to use the Binding of the Old Guides?
What do we have here?
It's kind of close. I actually don't know, because we can use Binding of the Old Guides on the Kaito, and the Kamigawa can return up to 1 target land, so... Yeah, let's go and see what we can do here. So Kamigawa, do I want to do... We can just get rid of the Flying Lifelinker, but... It's too tempting to get rid of this thing. I guess we'll choose this. It seems better just because this absolutely goes away and then they have to discard a card. So that feels a little bit better, but if they... Again, I'm just worried about the counters. If they can just counter this Binding of the Old Gods. We can go for the... No, that's not going to cut it. So I think we're just going to use Binding of the Old Gods on the Kaito. Okay, let's go for this. We can always go for the Celestus, and then we actually get this to go down. Okay, so we're gonna kill the Kaito. Sounds good to me.
I learned what I needed to.
Did you learn? Did you learn a good lesson? Okay, well, either way, let's drop our Celestus now. Now, if they do have the Jawari that I was a little bit afraid of, I wanted to drop this, so we get the Celestus down. Okay. The Delver of Secrets is still up, and they do have Hall of the Storm Giants, but I think we're sitting okay now. So Delver is still up. Are they going to transform it eventually? I mean, they've got an... Oh my gosh, still no. What are you running here? Instant, Planeswalkers. I wonder what's in their hand then. Like, what could be in their hand? They're going to swing in. Okay, down to 14 we're going to go. Okay. Right? Oh, here we go. So here's kind of something that they're doing here. Okay, so they got a Biting Palm Ninja. Fortunately, I don't want to lose the Jukai Visionary, but it's okay. It's okay. We can lose the Visionary. I'd rather keep the Visionary. Or would I? I actually don't know. That's actually kind of a good question. We don't really have the greatest of targets in our graveyard right now. So they might take the Bankbuster. They don't. They do take that. Okay, well, the Bankbuster lets us draw cards, so that's also pretty good. And another Kaito. Ugh, you're so annoying, aren't you, Rabbit? You're so annoying.
You'll never see me coming.
I didn't see you coming. Not another
Thanks. I'll be taking that now.
one. Take another card. Oh my gosh. So we gotta get rid of this Kaito. The Kaito's annoying. So another Delver. Okay. Fortunately, we do get the Kamigawa. The Kamigawa is going to make us into... Ooh. So this is unfortunate. We got our Doomskar. Don't really want to use it now. Okay. Let's see how we can play this out. So we're going to go into Okagachi Made Manifest, which is absolutely just a stellar card. So I am going to go in for Reckoner Bankbuster now. I think I'm just going to pop it off immediately. I don't... Yeah, let's just go ahead and draw a card. We could... Yeah, no. We're just going to draw a card. See what we can draw here. We do get a Kyodai. That is actually really cool. The Kyodai can flash in and then give us something indestructible. So that's actually really cool. I am going to just pass turn. Sure. Okie dokie. I think we're sitting okay. If they want, hopefully they target it with destruction, not exile, because then we can save our Okagachi Made Manifest, this Dragon Spirit with this Dragon Spirit. They're going to use Blood Chief Stars. We are going to use Kyodai, Soul of Kamigawa. Wow. Wow, look at that. And as long as we control the Kyodai, bang! How cool is that? Kami War the soul of Kamigawa. Wow, I mean, that is just like top tier lore there.
We have here.
Excellent flavor. So unfortunately, Kaito is gonna still be able to do its thing. That was a power move, Kyodai. Oh my gosh. So another Kaito, really? They do fit. This one will be able to phase out, so that's interesting.
System can't fix everything.
Then we take it. We just take it. How epic is that? Let's go. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more Magic deck videos every single day. Takua, how are we doing here? This is a pretty good hand. We'll go ahead and keep this. We do have a World Tree, and we'll be able to get into Reckoner Bankbuster or Teachings, whatever we want to go in first. But either way, getting off this World Tree turn 1 is like a monkey off your back. Very, very nice. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and drop this. Let's go ahead and commit to black. Let's go ahead and go for black here. Do we want to go for a Reckoner Bankbuster or Teachings? I guess we'll just go for... Don't really have... Because we do have Restoration, but we also have a Bankbuster. I think we'll go for Teachings and then use Restoration and then discard the Bankbuster, but let's see what we can get going here. We got a Shigeki. Okay. Okay. We do want a graveyard because of Restoration of Eiganjo, as well as the Living Lore, as well as Jukai Visionary, Shigeki here. There's a lot of different things we do for the graveyard, so Teachings of the Kirin is really, really good here. So just white. I wonder if we're going against mono white here. It does seem that way. So we go against Thalia. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get into our lovely Restoration of Eiganjo or a Celestus, but thankfully we do go first. I'm just going to go for Reckoner Bankbuster. It is all we can really do right now. And we're just going to pass the old turn. Can't really do anything else. The Thalia puts a pretty big damper on our day. That's a big rain cloud over us. That's not good. Luminary Aspirant, that is annoying, but I think tolerable. I mean, it is a 2-drop on turn 3, so it's a little bit tolerable. We're going to take this damage, though, unfortunately. And a Hopeful Initiate, that is a lot more rough. So, okay. Alright, Teachings is going to go into a creature now. So that's really nice. We could always crew the Reckoner Bankbuster as well. Guess we'll drop this. We go for the Celestus. We go for the Restoration of Eiganjo. I think that's kind of what I want to do here. Let's just go ahead and do this. We'll get more land. More land, because we're going to need plenty of land with this Thalia taxing us. And we can always use Reckoner Bankbuster. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Reckoner Bankbuster can crew now, because now that we have that 3 power. And we can actually block off the Thalia if they don't decide to go tall on it. Which they probably will. They can also use Hopeful Initiate to remove 2 counters, but that does cost 3. That's a little bit pricey. I don't know if they want to do that. So if they target any of our creatures, that'll be a very good time to crew. We'll at least make use of this. The Kyodai is just a little bit too weak. I mean, we could flash this in. I don't know if how aggressive they want to be or what they have going on for them, though. So they're kind of roping us. I don't blame you here. Like that's I'm a little bit confuddled too. I don't know what I would do if I was in their shoes. I have a lot of experience playing with mono white. Obviously, it is pretty good. But so they're going for Adeline here. Okay. What are they gonna put it on? I'm assuming the Thalia. Okay. So down up to a 4/3. They're gonna swing in just with the 4/3. Okay. So they're just gonna create a 1/1 here. That's fine. We'll just block off with this. That's fine. I'm not gonna do any chump blocking. No, don't really want to do that. So take the 4, go down to 13, which is really, really rough here. Okay, so my turn now. How do we want to do this? So mana value 2 or less, we can get back to Shigeki. That's gonna be probably what we're gonna have to do here. So let's go ahead and discard the Bankbuster as we already have one. Yep. And then we can get back a land or a... No, we actually don't even have any land in here. So we'll just go take back the Shigeki. We'll drop the Shattered Sanctum. We can actually draw here. We use Celestus is a little bit rough. We need some sort of board wipe. I think our board wipe is going to be the way we win this match. So if we use Reckoner Bankbuster, we can't crew it. But we can crew it and then use it. Crew it and then use it. We can use a Celestus. I think that's going to be our play here. I'm going to go for the Celestus. That way we can crew this and then use it for a draw. Ugh. Not the greatest, but I'm probably gonna be doing some chump blocking now. I think the best move we can make, and again, this is if they don't use Hopeful Initiate. We definitely need to get into a Doomskar. That's just like bar none the best thing we can do. We're gonna be at least able to draw one with this Reckoner Bankbuster. This Kyodai just doesn't do enough. I wish the Kyodai did have 4. It was a 4/4 instead of a 3/3. We could flash it in onto the Adeline, but that's just not good enough here. And it's not worthwhile to flash this in just to chump block a Thalia or something. So this is going to take the back road, unfortunately, this game. So they dropped the Seat of the Empire. I wonder why they're dropping this now. That's a little bit fishy to me. Why are they dropping this now? They have 5 mana sources here. Okay. They are roping us, but I don't really mind. I don't mind if you're roping this, because this is genuinely a hard decision, so I don't really mind this. So are they okay? They are going to swing in. They're going to obviously do training. Okay, so now is the time. Do we want to crew here, or do we want to just chump block? I think the only way we win is just going for Doomskar. I don't think we can like outpace them, right? So okay, I think we're just gonna chump block. I don't see what else we can do. So I think I'm just worried about my raw life total. This is just raw life total time. We'll do this. We'll be able to draw with Reckoner Bankbuster, and that's just gonna be what we have to do. Yeah, that's it. So let's go and draw. Hopefully we can get into a Doomskar. That'll be a Destiny draw, and we do not, unfortunately. That's the only way we win this match, though. There's no way we just like survive, chip them away. They're just too aggro. So down there, chump block there, and we take down to 8, and they're gonna have lethal next turn unless we get some serious help. So the Celestus fortunately does help us. We're gonna absolutely take that action, gain the life. We're getting Binding of the Old Gods. The Binding of the Old Gods is just too slow. Just straight up. That's just gonna be too slow. Kyodai is also a little bit too slow. We just need a Doomskar. Hate to say it. It really is that simple. Restoration of Eiganjo is going to help us out a little. So we can play this. This costs 5 now. And we can drop this Pathway to get another draw from the Bankbuster. I think that's what we're going to have to do. Shigeki doesn't do anything for us. We don't even have a wipe in the graveyard to use with a Shigeki. Yeah, that's our only move. We're just going to have to drop this. We're going to have to use Binding of the Old Gods, which will help a little bit. This will help a little bit. And then we can also use Reckoner Bankbuster. So what do we want to take away? I think the Adeline is the most... applies the most actual pressure. So I think it's just gonna have to be the Adeline here. Okay, and then we could use Shigeki, but the Shigeki's not gonna be good enough. We just have to use the Bankbuster when it comes down to it. So that's gonna do it for this turn. Not fun, but we got one more turn to draw into the Doomskar. Wandering Emperor is not, I mean, it's not great, but like, it's not that menacing. They can create what?
Overconfident? You're just underwhelming.
Okay, so they're gonna create a 2/2.
To me.
Okay. Okie dokie. So it's just Doomskar. It's literally just Doomskar or die. It's more than likely looking like die. Mono White's a good one. You need Doomskar for this matchup. Case in point. But yeah, I mean, we still use Architect of Restoration. We can create a 1/1, but it's just not going to be good enough. So if they're going to do that, I'm going to go ahead and crew this. I mean, if they're going to kill it, that's fine. We'll at least crew it before it dies. Okay. So not fun times here, but you know, hey, it is what it is. At least now they'll probably have to take at least one casualty from the Reckoner Bankbuster if they want to swing in. Put a 1/1. This is gonna be a first striker. Okay, I mean we still have a
Show them
4/4.
how we greet our enemies.
So see, how do we want to play this out? I'm assuming they're gonna swing in. Are they gonna swing in with everything? I kind of probably would if I was them. So they actually do not. They actually are. Yeah, I'm gonna say I would swing in if I were you. I would just swing in with everything. There's no reason not to. So it's just again. I think the way we win is just Doomskar, and that's it. So just Doomskar. So it'd be better to use Reckoner Bankbuster. Yeah, it's just way better to use Reckoner Bankbuster over the Shigeki. So we will just block out all of the damage we can. Or can we at least live once? I mean, like, at this point, we can just do this. We'll take, what, a lot? Because, like, we just have to draw. I mean, that's just the bottom line. So we're going to chump the Shigeki, and then we're going to use the Bankbuster to draw here. There's the Doomskar. Okay. So we're down to 5. Down to 3. Down to 3, rather. But at least now we do have the Doomskar. Hopeful Initiate. Okay. Okay. Oof. So we dig into our deck enough for the Doomskar. That is going to be what we're going to have to do here. There's just no other way around it. So let's go ahead and Doomskar, blow up the battlefield here. And now because they don't have like a Cave of the Frost Dragon, we at least are in some sort of, you know, hope. Let's go for Lair of the Hydra. These are both going to come in tapped, so it doesn't really matter. And pass the turn. I don't think they're packing anything with haste, so... Wandering Emperor's going to create a 2/2, which is annoying. So we're down to 3 life.
May your blade strike true.
Down to a Thalia. Thalia's not that big. We have enough land to kill a small army, so... And the Interpret Adversary, so this is definitely rough. How do we get out of this? How do we get out of this? I don't know if we do. We need a non-land here for sure. This is going to be this. Yeah, definitely going to draw here. We get a Shigeki. Shigeki is good. Let's go ahead and get rid of the World Tree. We do get a Shattered Sanctum. Okay. We're definitely taking the Doomskar. Here's crazy. We could get Brilliant Restoration. That's just going to be too expensive, but that would be pretty cool. But we just can't do that. So, we drop the Shigeki to get back a Doomskar. Like, it's our only way we win here. Let's drop the Shattered Sanctum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We drop this, get back. Oh my god, it's so expensive. We're gonna have to do it though. We'll drop this for 1. If I did my math correctly, for 1. Oh, it's so gross. We can get back our Doomskar and then hardcast it for 6. That is gonna be what we have to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, we're gonna be able to do that. So, good lord, is that expensive and disgusting? But we have to do it. Pass turn. We do get the board wipe. We still have a Kyodai, and we have a Reckoner Bankbuster, so all is not lost. We're going to create a 2/2.
Guards, to me.
To me, guards. A Brucathar, that's not a big deal. They're just kind of playing down for damage now. We got a Celestus. Celestus is not good. Celestus is not good right now. I think we're just going to have to bust this Bankbuster. We could also go for Lair of the Hydra. That is also an option. We could pass this, go for Lair of the Hydra. I think what we're going to do is just go for Reckoner Bankbuster and then let it go nighttime. So, let's go ahead and do this. We do get another Doomskar. Okay, well, Doomskar is nice. We do get a Chump Blocker as well. How do we want to play this? Okay, we're going to flash in the Kyodai, Soul of Kamigawa. And then we can also... Well, it's going to go nighttime. So let's go ahead and just use the... Oh, man, this is rough. I guess we'll just go ahead and foretell this. And we can still flash in the Kyodai and then use the Lair of the Hydra. End turn. I don't know if this is getting too greedy. So the Celestus is going to gain us some life here. I'm not worried about the Moonrage Brute. Get rid of the Celestus here. Okay. So we still have 2 Chump Blockers. They have no way of doing damage outside of combat. So put a 1/1 here, and it's going to get first strike as well. So that's actually kind of rough here. Okay.
Strike fast and strike hard.
Okay. So you're going to swing in here. We can, okay, so at this point, the Kyodai is not very good because this has first strike and it has a 3/3. So we can make the Lair of the Hydra. We can make this what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus, we can make this a 4/4. So that's going to be what we're going to have to do. We can make this. I don't want to bust the treasure token. We might need that. So I guess if they have it, they have it. We'll go for Lair of the Hydra here. We're going to chump block with this. And then block... Oh, well, let's actually block this off. I'm actually not that worried about you. Let's get rid of the Moonrage Brute here. If they have another Wandering Emperor, that sucks. Because they can flash this in. So they're just going to go for Seed of the Empire, but that's okay. I mean, that's okay. That's okay. We're still not taking damage, which is, like, the big thing. So no damage for us. Cool. Very cool. I think now we just go for Doomskar. Yeah, let's just go for Doomskar. Doomskar this up, and we got Restoration of Eiganjo. Yeah, I think we can do that. We play the Shattered Sanctum or this Plains. I'm not sure if we still have some. We still do. We still do. We can drop this. Doesn't really matter. I guess we'll do the one that we showed them. So, and then we just pass. We just pass. End turn. The Celestus is going to go off, take action. And when we get the Living Lore, how awesome is that? We'll go ahead and get rid of the land. We have so much land here. And we can flash in this Kyodai. I'm waiting for them to... We take it. We outlast them. Oh, the Living Lore. Let's go. So we're back here at the Hideout with the post-game wrap. Just gotta say, this deck was absolute dynamite. I absolutely love it. The first thing I mentioned in the intro was that the Satsuki, the Living Lore, I'm actually gonna kick this up to 2 right now. We're gonna do that right this second, and I'm actually gonna put down, we're actually gonna kick this up to 4. I think we're gonna get rid of the Bankbuster altogether, because the thing with the Bankbuster is I don't know, like the teachings of the mill, you need the mill action, and the Satsuki, the Living Lore, the thing is it has the legendary rule, so if you play down the legendary on itself, it'll die, and then you'll get to return an enchantment to your hand. So I think going for the teachings and the Living Lore is better than the Bankbuster in this deck. I know that I had the Bankbuster in the video, but yeah, definitely just gonna have to do that. I think this is the best move, but other than that, I think this deck is pretty much optimized. Like, I mean, I can understand if you don't want to run the Kyodai. It is sort of a ManaMan, you know, quirky card that I just wanted to kind of put in there, but it did end up saving us in that one match, so that was really, really cool. But yeah, this is pretty much the deck. Go ahead and tinker with it if you want, but go ahead and leave me a like. The button looks just like this. It helps out the channel tremendously. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Tell me how ugly I am down in the comments below, because everything helps, and I really appreciate all of you. But until the next episode, I will see you then. ManaMan out.